Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2, Chapter 4.1 Notes, Day 3. Today we are talking about interpreting and solving two-variable applications. Our learning target today is to be able to read two-variable graphs, tables, and charts, and to be able to solve applied problems involving ordered pairs. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're talking about is online consumers. In example 1, it says the following graph shows how many billions of dollars consumers spent shopping online for electronics during the years 2001 to 2007. Now, consumers, okay? Do you guys know what consumers are? If you shop for something, you're considered a consumer. If you go to Best Buy and you buy something, you're a consumer, okay? So shop, pretty much consumers are shoppers, aka you. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at what these say. Um, letter A says approximately how much money was spent on electronics online in the year 2005. So here's 2005 right there. About how much is that? Okay, if you look over here, it's right in between the 4 and the 5. So I would say approximately, that's what that sign means. Remember, we're talking about money here. That'd be 4.5 billion, which is a ton of money. Okay. Letter B says, during which year was the amount spent online on electronics about $2.2 billion? Okay, so over here, that's not 2.2, I'd say probably right around there, which is the year 2002. Okay, during what year did the consumer spend the, what's that next word? Most on electronics. Okay, where's the graph the highest? 2007. Okay, and then what was the general trend of online spending on electronics from 2001 to 2007? Okay, well, let's take a look. From 2001, what's going on with this graph? What direction? Is it increasing? Is it decreasing? You tell me. Okay, hopefully you said it's increasing. Now, why do you think it's increasing? Use a complete sentence. I'll let you think about that for a couple seconds. Write something down, and then I'll show you what we did. Okay, if you need more time, pause the video. Otherwise, let's show you what we talked about in class. We said that online spending is increasing more because people have more internet access, okay? You can't shop online if you don't have a computer or even a cell phone nowadays. You can shop online, okay? So it's easier to shop at home and it's more economical because you're not spending gas to go drive somewhere, okay? So that's what we talked about in class. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Something that I have a great deal of interest in, and that is the Bears, okay? So the Bears' average yards per carry. Okay, so the following graph shows the average yards per carry for the Chicago Bears in their first 6 games for the 2012 season, and that's from ESPN.com. So since we're talking about Bears, I'm going to be writing in blue and orange. Question number 1. Which game did the Bears have the highest yards per carry? Okay, well, that's the highest yards, and that was against the Jaguars. So that was the Jaguars game. Which game did the Bears have between 3 and 4 yards carried? Okay, so that's more than 3 and less than 4. So 1, 2, 3. So the Colts, Rams, and Cowboys game. How many yards per carry better did the Bears average in the Lions game versus the Packers game? So the Lions game and the Packers game. So what's the difference between those two? So you would do 5.4 minus 4.1, subtract those, and you would get 1.3 yards. Okay. And now the last one says, which game did the Bears have the biggest increase in their yards per carry compared to their previous game? And what was the increase between those games? Okay. So we want to know which ones had the biggest increase. Okay. That's an increase, so that's good. 4.1 minus 3.5. We want to know the difference between those numbers. We have to borrow, and we get 0.6. Okay. The next one is a decrease, so that game doesn't count. The next game, that's an increase, so we would do 3.3, and that's minus 3.0, okay? And we get 0.3. Okay. Looking at the next one, that's a pretty good increase. And that's 6.5 and 3.3, which gives us 2.2. Okay. And the last one is a decrease. So the biggest increase was between the Cowboys and the Jaguars game. Okay. And who's yelling at me at my math right now? Hopefully you all should. Because what's 6 minus 3? It's 3, Mr. Grice. Come on. Okay. So the biggest increase was the Jaguars game at 3.2 yards per carry. All right. Go Bears. Let's move on to the next one. All right. The graph shows the number of people who visited Las Vegas from 2003 to 2008. And the information is provided by the lvcva.com. So, if a point on the graph is represented by the ordered pair xy, then what do those numbers represent? So what is the x and what is the y? Okay, now let's remember, if we were to complete this and make it look like our coordinate plane, this is the y and this is the x, okay? So that means our x represents the years and the y represents the visitors. So approximately how many more people visited Las Vegas in 2008 than in 2003? Okay, so 2003 is right there. We're going to call that 3.5 or 35.5. So 35.5 and 2008, which is right here, is about 37.5. So the difference between those, we would have to subtract them. So 37.5 minus 35.5, and we would get 0, 2. So that is 2, and we're talking about million visitors. is the difference? All right, C. Approximately how many people went to Las Vegas in 2006? So let's take a look. 2006, I would say that that's approximately, so we talked about this right here, I'd say that's 38.9 million visitors, or million people, okay? And then the last one, the next one, D, is in which year were there approximately 38.6 million visitors? All right, so here we go. 38, so we're looking for anything right around there, and ding, 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 we get the year 2005. All right, a couple more. What does the ordered pair 2004, 37.4 represent in the context of this problem? What do you guys think? Well, in 2004, so we're talking about the year 2004, there were 37.4 million people who visited Las Vegas. Okay? And F, represent the following with an ordered pair. During which year did Las Vegas have the most visitors, and how many visitors were there? Okay? So we have to write this as an ordered pair. Which year had the most visitors? Hopefully you're saying 2007. Okay, and approximately how many is that? I'd say 39.2. Okay. Deadly highway crashes involving alcohol. Okay, so first off, this is example number 4. So the percentage of deadly highway crashes involving alcohol is given in the table. Write the information as ordered pairs, x, y, where x represents the year and y represents the percentage of accidents. So if we were to write these as ordered pairs, 1985 would be compared 52.9. 1990 would be 50.6. 1995 would be 42.4, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera for the other ones. Okay, so what this next one says is to label the coordinate system with an appropriate scale and graph each ordered pair. So if we were to do this, we need a graph that goes all the way to 52. And we need to know which one is which. So when we talked about this in the previous problem up here, x represented the years. And that's a common thing where the years is always on the x-axis. Okay? So we would start with 1985, 1990, 1995, 2000, and 2005. Okay. Now, when we're doing this graph, do we need to start all the way at 0? Well, every graph starts at 0. But do we need to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like that? Hopefully you're saying no, Mr. Grice, because that would be crazy. Okay, we don't want to count by ones all the way up there. Now, what we can do is we can make this symbol right here. And what that means is that there's a break in the graph. Okay? Since we don't have numbers that low, we don't really need to show those, okay? And from then, we can start at 40, okay? And from there, we can pretty much count because we have to go all the way up to 52. So there's 41, 42, 43, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52. And you can spread yours out a little bit nicer if you want to. So let's go ahead and start plotting the data for this. In 1985, oh, I have to go a little bit higher. 54, okay. So in 1985, we had 52.9%, which is right around there. And we're just going to do the best that we can, okay? 1990, we had 50.6. 1995, we had 42.4. 2000, we had 41.4. And 2005, we had 40. So there we go. There's our graph. Now, what we have to do is explain the meaning of the ordered pair 2000 and 41.4%, or 41.4, in the context of this problem, okay? We remember that the bottom is the years, and on the top, or on the left side, this is the percentage. And percentage of what? Accidents involving alcohol. Okay, so this is the percentage of accidents involving alcohol. So in 2000, they're saying that 41.4% of all car accidents involved alcohol. That's what that means, okay? Now, D, just like what we did in example 1, it's asking us, why do you think this? Okay, look at the graph and explain the trend. So I want you to pause the video, think about it, and what does this trend mean? Okay, some things that we notice right here is that this is decreasing, which is good. Another thing that could be stricter laws. Okay, another thing could be there are harsher penalties now. So if you get caught driving with alcohol or have deadly car accidents like that, there's going to be a stricter penalty now than there was, say, 15 or 20 years ago. Okay? And now there could be a couple other reasons that you guys think of, and that's okay. Okay? But that's going to be it for Algebra 2, Chapter 4.1 Notes, Part 3. If you have any questions, as always, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself because we would love to help you out. Thanks for watching, guys.